Okay guys, starting off the video, got a new haircut. Let me know in the comments down below if you like it, if you think it looks bad. You can even give me hate comments, I really don't care. It's pretty short for the summer. Hopefully by the end of the summer it'll be all grew out for the school year. So now let's get into today's video. What's up guys, welcome back to Nick's Fishing. Comment of the day is popping up on the screen right here. Now if you want a chance to win the comment of the day, all you gotta do is be subscribed, like the video, and drop a positive comment down below, and you have a chance to win the comment of the day for yourself. Now what today's video is going to be is me talking about pre-spawn bass fishing, post-spawn bass fishing, spawn bass fishing, and just how I've caught so many big fish and how you can catch those big fish for yourself. Okay guys, now the month of April has been absolutely incredible. I've caught all of these big fish right here. And the reason being, April is when the bass started spawning here in South Georgia where I live. Now some of you guys that spawn right now, so these tips will be perfect for you. Some of y'all, it hasn't even got to spawn yet, like up in the northern areas, it's still like super cold up there. But now, it's super hot where I live post-spawn. I'm starting to get on that summer pattern. I'm basically going to be talking through the stages of pre-spawn bass fishing, spawn bass fishing, and post-spawn bass fishing. Okay guys, so here's where I'm going to start, pre-spawn bass fishing. So for some of you guys, that's where you're at now. The bass are maybe just now moving up shallow to get on beds. I'm going to be talking about lures that'll be super effective for pre-spawn bass fishing at the moment. Now pre-spawn is really whenever I was just starting to figure the fish out. If you're in that stage where the bass are starting to move up, what I like to do is like kind of drag a worm super slow, because the bass can still be finicky if they're just making their beds. Really, that's what I caught all my fish on, worms and craws. I'm going to show some pictures. The first thing I like to focus on was the Googan baits. Yes, Googan baits, I like to use those. The Googan baits crack and crawl. Here's a picture of them right here. I like to use a super natural color. I just had that thing on a Texas rig, just popping my rod up and letting it like come up and go down, come up and go down, right there on the bottom. And that's actually how I caught my first big fish of the year. Here's a picture of it right now. So I believe that fish was like 5 1/4, 5 1/2 pounds. That was like the first big fish I'd caught of 2019, because before that I really hadn't figured out the fish. And also, I was building off of that, bass were starting to make beds, things like that. So what I did this one day, I was with my cousin Bo, right? It's always a good time fishing with cousin Bo, and the bass were like starting to get on beds. This is basically pre-spawn to spawn fishing, like right during the spawn. And I couldn't get them on like lures. So this may be kind of cheating, but one good way to catch bass during the spawn is to take some bread, catch like a bluegill or a shiner. In my case, it was a shiner. Put that on just a hook, like a little Gamakatsu octopus hook is what I like to use, and just pitch that thing on the bed and just let it swim around for a while. And that's actually how I caught my biggest bass up until this point of the year. It was at the beginning of April. This was like a 6 pound, 2 ounce bass, something like that. Here's the picture. Okay guys, so at this point, this is the time of the year where the spawn is going on. Now for some of you it hasn't happened yet, but this is what I like doing the spawn, and you could probably do it for yourself. Okay, so it's very similar to pre-spawn. I was dragging Texas rig worms, craws. That was basically all I stuck to, Texas rigs, like the Googan bait swim shake worm. That was probably the most effective spawn fishing bait for me. I caught the biggest bass of the year at this one pond. He wasn't very big, but here's a picture of him. That was actually in a video. Like, I could not get this fish to hit any other lure but the Googan bait swim shake worm. Just a few pitches and that thing was on it. So that's a super effective bait. Also ended up putting that thing on a shaky head. Now here's how I like to fish it. Me, I fish out of a kayak, so I can be like casting towards the bank. So here's what you want to do. Just like cast, ideally you want to hit the bank and let it drop right in, or either just cast right up against the bank. Then let it sink down, because these bass, their beds are going to be like inches away from the bank. So let it sink down right by the bank, then pop it a couple of times, barely drag it. You don't even have to work it that fast. Just kind of let it sit there and either the bass will hit it as it's falling down, or just if you get it right on their bed, they're almost guaranteed to hit it. Because what a shaky head does is, say this is a shaky head, it's just a hook, but just pretend it's a shaky head. So anyways, you're gonna hit the surface of the water, say the top of the screen, surface of the water, it's gonna fall down, straight down like this to the bottom of the water. And it's just gonna basically sit there. And then whenever you twitch it, it's just gonna kind of hop. That Googan Bait Swim Shake worm is perfect because it stands straight up in the water. The tail's kind of like a trick worm where it like tapers down then gets bigger. So that is a perfect thing for spawning bass. It just aggravates the heck out of them. Then they just slam that thing. So on the Googan Bait Swim Shake worm, I caught a few of my big fish. So I'm just going to show you some pictures of those right fast. Also, one thing that I found super fun to fish with was a pointed swim bait. Now this one right here was a cheap swim bait. It's just a very cheap Academy one. This right here, I made a video on it. It's kind of spawn and post-spawn fishing. But if you have some super aggressive spawning bass, like on beds, some aggressive females, you can pitch that thing in there and then like reel it real fast and it'll go like that. And sometimes that'll get them to come up and hit. Those can be some of your funnest catches. So now we've talked about Texas rig craws, Texas rig worms, shaky heads, swim baits. Now I'm going to get into the bait that caught my personal best bass. Caught this during the spawn. I did not see him on a bed, but this is when the bass were on beds. And I was just working the banks for him. So this is not exactly the thing that you would think of when it comes to absolute like big fish catches, but it can catch some big fish. So going around the bank, sometimes the bass aren't like super aggressive and they just want something super subtle. And if it falls down on their bed, they're like, okay, this thing needs to get out of here, and they just crush that thing. So here's the bait. It's actually a Wacky Rig Senko. Now you guys may be thinking, Senkos don't catch big fish. Senkos are not big fish catchers at all. But I'll tell you what, I've caught several really nice sized bass, including my personal best bass right here. Now I caught that fish on a Wacky Rig Senko. So the Senko that I've been using lately is a Big Bite Bait Senko in a black and blue pattern. So here it is right here, very simple lure. It's just like a straight worm. Like you would not think this thing would catch giant bass, but it does. I'm gonna be talking about how to rig it right fast, just in case some of you don't know. So you take a hook like so, like nothing too big, just like a 3/0 Gamakatsu hook. Then all you gotta do is hook it right through the center right here. And what you're gonna wanna do is cast this thing towards the bank about a foot off. The bass that I caught, my PB, it actually hit it the second it hit the water. But most of your fish are gonna come, if it hits the water like this, it's just gonna like slowly sink down like this, kind of like flutter or whatever. And that black and blue pattern is killer in any kind of water. Because in muddy water, it'll stand out, it's dark enough to where the fish can see it. But it also works in clear water. As that thing sinks, I'm telling you, it slays some spawning bass. So now that I've talked about pre-spawn fishing, the lures that I use, spawn fishing, now I'm going to be talking about post-spawn fishing. Now a lot of the same tactics will work, like your Texas rig worms, your Texas rig craws, things like that are going to work. But also now that the fish are done spawning, they get like super aggressive. This is when I've caught like a big majority of my big fish, and you can really catch some big fish during this time of the year. So I'm going to be talking about a few of the lures that I've been using lately that have just been killing me. So one, I'm going to talk about this moving bait right fast, that being the Z-Man chatterbait. Now chatterbaits, you probably know if you watch my videos, I do not ever use those things, but lately they've just been slaying bass. Like up against the bank, around cover, like if you just reel it super fast near cover, they'll come out and kill this thing. So all it is it's like a swim jig right here, but it's got a blade on it that makes a ton of action, gives flash. If you want to see a chatterbait video, let me know down in the comments below. But I think what really gets them is this on the back. It's just a little swim bait by Big Bite Baits again. I've really been using Big Bite Baits lately. I really like these things. You know, all it is a swim bait like this, paddle tail swim bait. And this thing, by itself, this is also a really good post-spawn bass fishing lure. Just casting around the banks, the Big Bite Baits, man, they've got awesome action. Especially these swim baits right here. So that's another thing that works. Swim baits, chatterbaits, You can probably catch them on spinnerbaits now. And also, the water temperature is really warming up now. The bass are getting super aggressive. Things that work are poppers, spooks, and buzzbaits. So I'm going to show you these. I've actually got a couple in here. This buzzbait right here, you may think it's ridiculous. This is what I caught my personal best bass on until I caught that 812 not too long ago. In 2017, I caught my first 8-pound bass. I'll show you the picture of it right here. He hit this giant buzzbait. This thing has, like, it makes so much noise going through the water. The bass just can't resist. I've also got a trailer hook on it right here, so if they do like kind of short strike it down and get them. But man, buzzbaits, whenever they're hitting those things, it is ridiculous. Now I'm going to show you some of the poppers and spooks that I use. Okay guys, so this is a bass catching machine. I saw this thing at Walmart the other day. I don't know about y'all, but a lure like this, it just looks so good. The pattern on it and the action. So what it's gonna do is, if you hit the water like this, whenever you like jerk your rod down, it goes like this, and you jerk it again, and it goes back. It just like walks across the top of the water. Is what you call it, a walking action. This is made by Yo-Zuri. It's a slightly expensive lure, but on the second cast ever with it, it caught this fish. So guys, lures like this are what are going to get you some big post-spawn summer fishing bites. Also, just poppers like this right here. Just a simple bass popper. Actually, I don't want to use this when the front hook's gone, but just working your rod, pop, pop, pop. Things like that kill the bass. Also, working some lures like this, just Zoom red shad worm like this, just dragging it along the bottom, because sometimes summer fishing can be tough. It's super hot, and you might need to slow down your presentation. So, tight waters, moving baits, slow moving baits, summer fishing, those all work. It just really depends on the conditions of your day, like how hot it is, and like if it's overcast or sunny, just things like that. You have to take into account for all those things whenever you go bass fishing. So guys, I hope I covered as much spawn fishing, pre-spawn fishing, post-spawn fishing as I could have possibly covered in a short video. Now if I left anything out that you guys want to mention down in the comments below, just comment that for other people to read, because I mean, you can give each other tips down there in the comment section. But this video is really just made to inform you on like different times of fishing around the spring and the summertime. Hopefully you did learn something. That was the whole goal of this video, for you guys to catch big fish like I have. I've just been blessed with some good ponds around me that have really been good during the spawn. Now guys, if you like informational videos like this one that you just watched, drop a like down below so I know that like you want to see more of these. Also, we should have some good summer fishing videos coming up, because the spawn's over where I live. So as you know, this is when you're going to get some huge topwater blowups on lures like the spook and the popper that I just showed you. So if you want to see kayak fishing, bank fishing, fishing challenges, just let me know those down in the comments below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode of Nick's Fishing. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye.